So one of the first things that Chavez realized when he won elections in 1998 and came into office in 1999 was that the whole media was against him, not just throughout his campaign in 98, but then through every sort of reform he tried to push. He faced this really intense backlash from traditional media in Venezuela, which looked at the time very much like traditional media in the United States, controlled by, a few oligarchical families and mega corporations, right? And so Venezuela took really important steps to counter that media narrative. The first thing they did was they started funding community media very widely. And so you saw all sorts of community radio stations and newspapers, and now it's, more podcasts and influencers, but the same sort of thing happens where there's a really healthy ecosystem for independent media in Venezuela to operate. And that really helps counter the propaganda that we get from the United States. The second thing he did was he founded Telesur, which is really one of the most important sources of news for Latin America that there is. And it's a multinational effort. And Telesur has been really key in kind of debunking some of these wild accusations and claims that are made, not just against President Maduro, but against Venezuela as a whole. And so when we see that Venezuelans, by and large, are not falling for US propaganda, it's because they have alternative sources of media. And because they understand that the traditional and corporate sources of media that have been feeding them lies for, their entire lives are not to be trusted.